Donald Trump sat alone in the grand hall of Mar-a-Lago. The ornate decorations of the season, golden wreaths, glistening ornaments, and twinkling lights filled the room, but his heart felt heavy. A fire roared in the massive hearth, but its warmth couldn't reach the chill in his soul. After leaving office, life had become a whirlwind of headlines, deals, and public appearances. Yet, amidst all the noise, Trump felt an unfamiliar emptiness. What's the point of all this? He wondered, as he gazed at the towering Christmas tree. The sound of silence pressed upon him until he muttered aloud, "God, if you're listening, show me something real." Suddenly, the air seemed to shift. The crackling of the fire softened, the twinkling lights dimmed slightly, and a presence filled the room. Trump sat upright, his heart pounding as a figure stepped into the flickering glow. Standing before him was a man dressed in simple robes, his face radiant with peace and authority. A warm golden light surrounded him, and though his appearance was humble, the power in his presence was undeniable. "Donald," the man said, his voice calm but commanding, "I've come to talk with you." Trump, usually never at a loss for words, stammered, Who are you?" "I am Jesus," the figure replied, his gaze steady and full of compassion. Trump stood, his heart racing. "Jesus? Really? I didn't expect this. I didn't expect you?" Jesus smiled gently. "You asked for something real, and I am here. Let's talk." Trump gestured to the ornate chair across from him, and Jesus sat without hesitation. The former president paced nervously, his mind racing with questions. Finally, he spoke. "Why now? Why me?" Jesus leaned forward, his hands resting on his knees. "Because your heart is searching. You've achieved much in the eyes of the world, but you're realizing that success without purpose leaves a void. You've been given a platform, Donald, but it's not just for building towers or leading nations. It's for building people and leading them closer to hope." Trump stopped pacing and turned to face him. "I thought I was doing that. I've always believed in winning, in being the best." Jesus' expression was kind but firm. "Winning is not about power or wealth. True greatness is found in serving others. Leadership is not about being the loudest voice in the room, but the most compassionate heart. What you do next will define the legacy you leave behind, not for history books, but for eternity." Jesus stood and extended his hand. "Come with me. I want to show you something." Without hesitation, Trump took his hand and the room transformed. The walls of Mar-a-Lago faded, replaced by scenes of people in need, families struggling, communities divided, children crying out for help. "Do you see them?" Jesus asked. Trump nodded, his throat tight. "I do." "These are the people I've called you to serve," Jesus said. The scene shifted, showing Trump speaking not from a podium, but among the people, listening, helping, and encouraging. "You have the ability to make a difference," Jesus continued, "not by dominating, but by loving, not by building walls, but by building bridges. This is the legacy I've called you to create." The vision faded, and Trump found himself back in the grand hall. He turned to Jesus, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "What do I need to do?" "Trust me," Jesus said. "Seek my guidance in all you do. Use your influence to uplift, to heal, and to inspire. Lead not for your own gain, but for the good of others. Remember, Donald, the greatest leaders are servants." Trump nodded, a sense of peace washing over him. "I'll try. I'll do my best." Jesus smiled. "I will be with you every step of the way. Just call on me." As the presence of Jesus faded, Trump sat back down, his mind racing with new clarity. The fire in the hearth seemed warmer, the lights on the tree brighter. The next morning, Trump announced a new initiative, a foundation dedicated to rebuilding communities, supporting underprivileged families, and fostering unity. His tone was different, less about himself and more about serving others. For those who knew him, the change was undeniable. Trump had encountered someone far greater than himself. And though the world would continue to debate his decisions, he walked forward with a renewed sense of purpose, carrying the lessons from his divine encounter.